Welcome everyone. This is a video review for Vino the Dvorin and Tara, who are remote training clients of mine. Now, first things first, just want to say nice presentation of the article and good blocking of the line of sight for Vino for this fire trail here. Now, as we'll see in a moment, just there, Vino picks up the article and then drops it, taking odor and showing that natural interest in the article that we like to see through the presentation of it and the dropping of it a little bit away from the dog before the track layer runs away. It works a treat, and the only thing I'll say about it is it's obviously not desirable that the dog picks up the article, but what we will wait to see over the next session or two is whether or not Vino becomes more and more preoccupied with the article, or if they become a bit less mouthy with it and just take odor from it before proceeding with the track. If they become more and more mouthy with it and begin to self-satisfy with the article, then we will look to use a alternative article such as a metallic water bottle or something a bit firmer. The next thing I'll say is, in terms of terrain, I would rather see something a little bit thicker. Think long grass, something where as the track layer is moving through, they're creating more ground disturbance, and the odor that's dropping off them is dropped onto a productive source of odor, such as long grass, bush, so on and so forth, that as the dog is moving through it, they can't help but get odor into their nose. Regardless, Vino does a really lovely job here of using their nose to isolate the odor and track and find the track layer, so really pleased with that. Okay, so onto the modified fire trail here. So really good leash handling as we approach the article. I'm really pleased the way that you release the tension over the top of the article, as we'll see in just a moment. And also too, as far as self-satisfaction from an article goes, this is very minor. Vino obviously comes back for a moment there, picks it up, drops it before they get to work. So not too concerned at this stage about using softer articles, but if that persists or gets any worse, then we will look to use an alternative type of article. Now, the next thing I'll say is I'm not too concerned that I can't quite see all the action in terms of Vino working the odor. As I know this track is a 100-meter straight line, then a 100-meter right turn. The fact that Vino solves this in a matter of seconds, this is one of those things where dogs really can't get lucky in this instance. If they're not working the odor from start to finish, then it's really quite difficult for a dog to conduct an area search in as fast a manner as what Vino locates the track layer, which is to say that Vino must have worked the odor to find the track layer over a 200-meter distance. This is particularly impressive given how many fire trails Vino has done. I think I can count maybe on one hand how many they've done to date. So this is really, really nice work. Again, I'd rather some thicker terrain for Vino to be working in. However, we're achieving the lessons we want here, which is Vino working corners and learning through self-discovery. That's not always a straight line. So really good work there. Great, so really nice there. The key outcome I was seeking out of that one was, one, to see Vino work with a leash dragon behind them once more, and two, to work that longer modified fire trail. The next thing we're going to work on is a modified fire trail that'll be approximately 250 meters to 300 meters long with two corners. So that can look like a 100-meter straight line, another 100 meters, that's a left or a right turn, and then an additional 50 to 100 meters with another corner on it. So imagine like a bit of a Harry Potter scar, if you will, or a dog leg. That way we can sort of understand exactly how fast and how well Vino is working odor. And again, my preference for the terrain would be something a little bit thicker, so that as Vino is running and moving through the world, that they're preferably running into odor that's almost hitting them in the nose through some thicker terrain and not just floating in the air nice and fresh. It's not a huge issue, it's a preference, and if the only terrain you have available is terrain like what you worked in on during these videos, then that's also fine. But just expressing that preference there for some thicker terrain. So overall, really good job. I'm incredibly pleased with Vino. really good handling, good article work. That self-discovery for the interest in the article is really good. Again, if that does worsen, so to speak, and Vino becomes a little bit more interested in playing with the article, we will modify and change what article we use. But for now, I would suggest there's nothing wrong with using rags for the next round. We'll sort of judge how we go from there. So in closing, next round will be do another little tiny little fire trail, 50 meters straight line, totally fine, just to get them clued in. That's speaking to the fact that it might be a few days or a week or two before you get the next session out. So that nice little quick fire trail before Vino has that huge depth of understanding of what the whole game is really good to get them cued on. Next one, straight afterwards, is do that modified fire trail, have the person run away, take Vino away from the beginning, walk a bit of a distance, 20, 30 meters away, wait a good few minutes, and definitely count that for me. Let me know how long you wait between the person running away and when you start. And then, like you did in the video, approach the article on leash and then drop the leash as they get their nose over the article. And then we'll go from there.